Hello everyone, let me introduce ourselves. My name is Elian. He's my classmate. His name is Lucas.
Hello, everyone.
We are electronica engineering student at the Universidad Tecnológica Nacional in Paraná, Argentina. We are going to talk about the pollution of the Paraná rivers in this presentation, whose title is Rubber Contamination Cleanup of the Paraná River. Um, I'd like to explain the issues which the river present. As a human species, we are sacrificing our rivers because we don't know the importance of the river. Um, every day, people generate plastic waste, and unfortunately, we never stop reducing this kind of contamination.
The goal of this project. Speaking about the goal of this project, there is the necessity of looking for a practical and efficient solution to address the problem that my classmate mentioned before, that is the polluted waters. With efficient and practical solution, we mean that the solution must be easy to implement and its results must be the better ones. Also, the goal of this project is to protect and provide a safer water supply for the people in the cities and towns and for the animals in the environment, or the wildlife in the environment. This is directly related with the health of the people, its necessities, and its necessities because they use the water for self-consumption, and it's related with the animals because they are going to be beneficiated of the cleaning up of the polluted waters.
Now, I'm going to tell you about the geographic context. The Paraná River is one of the largest river uh, in South America. It has 4,880 kilometers. Um, its origin is in Brazil, and it flows in southwest direction, passing through Paraguay and Argentina. Some of the cities where the river pass are São Paulo, Minas Gerais in Brazil, and uh, Posadas, Resistencia, Rosario, and Paraná, Argentina, where we live.
Continuing with the geographic context and location, the Paraná River has three well-defined parts. The first part is the High Paraná, which is the longest one. It has almost more than 1,500 kilometers. It runs the along Brazil in the north to the union with the Paraguay River. The union with the Paraguay River. The next part is the Middle Paraná, which is the medium part of the course. It has almost 800 kilometers. It goes from the union with the Paraguay River to the city of Diamante in Entre Ríos, almost in the beginning of the Predelta. The last part is the Low Paraná, which is the lower part. It extends from the city of Diamante that I mentioned to the intersection with the Uruguay River in the south. Here we can see a picture where is a zoom up of a zone where the Rio Paraná, where the Paraná River is, the city of Diamante in the top part, and in the bottom part the National Predelta Park.
In order to let you know um, how the next part of this presentation is organized, we propose a map. First, there is going to be a description of the problem. Then the problem is going to be stated, analyzing its causes, factors, and cause and consequence. After this, possible solutions are going to be present to help reduce the problem. And finally, the strength and weakness of the proposal are going to be stated. I'm going to begin by developing what are the most important problems. Fortunately, the plastics and chemicals are affecting our river. The average life of plastics is between 100 and 1,000, and this is a long time that the plastic remains in the river. um, the other contaminating element that I mentioned before are the fluids um, that appear in the river. Some fluids discharged into the river may contain toxic elements. Um, the best known elements are arsenic or mercury. So let's start with current situation. In this picture shows an area where is the river and the coast. As we can see on the left of the picture are plastic and waste along the coast. Um, there are different kind of waste from plastic to metals that are accumulated on the coast. Um, in the middle of the picture, there are wheels that float in the river. As you know, this place it's very pollution.
Another picture of the current situation is represented. In the picture, we can see that there is an accumulation of industrial remains that come from the north of the river in Brazil. This accumulation is in a stagnant water area, and in the background we can see a fisherman trying to fish in this water, this polluted water. This other picture shows an example of the effects of the pollution. There we can see a turtle using a bag of waste for transportation, like if it were a camalote. That is the typical medium that they use for transportation in the rivers.
Finally, last picture show two persons on a boat, which used for navigation in the water clearly contaminated by plastic and waste. These two persons look as if they are making an effort to clear the water with sticks to remove all that waste.
Now I'm going to talk about the causes and factors that provokes a grow up in the pollution of the rivers. The first cause and factor are the places near to the river. The places near to the river, like spas, beaches, and other public spaces, are attractive to the people. So the people come to these places and they drop or discard their garbage in these places. The garbage that they usually drop are papers, plastics, and candy wrappers. The microplastics are from the mentioned plastics. and are a cause and factors because they are little pieces less than measured less than 5 millimeters and can be bad for the health in a long term.
The factories use water resources are um, near to the river, usually through chemicals and the rest of products, provoking change in the water composition. Um, some examples are detergent, acid, uh, soda, caustic soda, um, and others. So let's move now to consequence. The poison of the river producing by chemicals uh, is one of the major consequences. And the paper industries and chemicals pollute the water. Um, and so they use mercury, the paper manufacturing process. Mercury is a heavy metal. This has effect on the health of animals and humans. This metal is powerful neurotoxicant that can cause neurodevelopmental uh, uh, problems, affect spinal cord, kidneys, and liver.
Continue with the consequence. Another consequence is the food poisoning. With food poisoning, we mean that there are some diseases that are provoked by the intake of contaminated food. These diseases are named foodborne disease and are most common in food of animal origins. Uh, uh, the three bacteria that are most common that the three bacteria that are most common to provoke these kind of diseases are the Salmonella, the Clostridium perfringens, and the Staphylococcus aureus. These three bacteria can be transmitted by the polluted waters, the intake of polluted waters, or, as I said before, the intake of food from animals, from animal origin.
Another consequence is the death of the fish caused by plastic. The fish mistake plastic debris for food. They smell the same. Um, over time, debris will accumulate in fish stomach, which will make it impossible for the fish to feed. Um, this ingestion of plastic causes death of the fish, as we can see in the next picture.
Well, let's move on to the problem approach. As we said before, the objective of this project is to clean up the Paraná River in a part of it or its entirety. To do this, we propose the following actions. Awareness raising actions. These actions will raise the awareness of the people that live in coastal areas or near coastal areas with the next two campaigns. The first campaign is named Household Chemical Disposal, and it will raise the awareness of people about the proper disposal of their household chemicals and their used medicines. Sorry. The next campaign is the recycling of waste. this campaign it will raise the awareness about keeping separate the trash from the recyclables. Also proposes the use of different colors of bags on the bags, different colors on the bags for different kind of waste.
I'd like to describe political actions. The president of the state is needed by means of initiatives to recycle and separate and discard waste correctly. Firstly, these initiatives can be monetary, like a little reward when the people take care of the environment. For example, uh, collecting garbage or discarding garbage well. And secondly, the state should invest more in um, recycling areas, public waste management, and development of new cleanup methods for the river.
The legal policies are also an action that we propose. The legal policies are connected with the implementation and development of regulations for the people and for the citizens and the factories according the amount of garbage or waste that they produce. This action proposed that there must be a monetary penalty for like a medium of control. The money obtained from these monetary penalties will be used in the future for improvement of the infrastructure.
This action is more related to engineering. The engineering development are invents on devices or machines that were created with engineering knowledge. As you can see in this picture, there is a machine named solar-powered automatic river cleaner. And this machine can float in the river. And this machine use solar-powered convention belt to collect the garbage in a box. This collect garbage is taken to shore, then a truck collect the garbage for processing. I want to mention too the solar system will be backed up by automatic generator system. When the batteries go low, the generator kicks in.
Mr. Trackwheel is another engineering development, very pretty similar to the previous one, but this is more sustainable. It is used in areas near to harbors or water channels that are not so wide. It is designed to work the 24 hours of the day, the 7 days of the week, because it uses renewable energy. This machine is based on a big wheel on each side, acting like a water mill, which moves a pulley system, which in turn moves a conveyor belt that we can see in the picture to collect the water, which is floating in the water. Also, when the wheel on the side functions with the flow of the water. So when the flow of the water is not very strong, this machine implements a water pump system to make rotate this wheel, so the system can be working every day. These water pumps are powered by energy from the solar panels on the top of the machine, using this other renewable energy. Also, as we can see in this other picture, we have this machine has two containment booms that are anchored in the coastal areas, sorry. And its function is to stack up all the garbage in the surface of the water for better redirectioning to the machine.
And now we are going to explain the strengths and the weakness of this project. I'm going to talk about the strength. This strength is the change that people could take in their lives. These individual actions are not difficult if people did these small actions, for example, collecting plastic bottles or river will not be so polluted as today.
Now I will be talking about the weaknesses. One of the weaknesses of this project is the cost. Normally these kind of projects are expensive, so the money that is needed for implementation of machinery for recycling, the water cleaning, the, the creation of new spaces for recycling, and the creation of new spaces for the dump of a specific kind of waste is very high in terms of numbers.
This weakness is important. The present state willing to collaborate with the proposal are alleviate the previous point, helping people understand why the river is so important.
The last weakness is about the lack of awareness that the people shows. If the people do not can be able to follow simple instructions like they mentioned in the campaigns in this project, the possibilities of make a positive change in the pollution of the rivers and the waters uh, are very low. With all this information developed, we bring a conclusion to the presentation of this project. In conclusion, the people still being bad with the environment and keep throwing their garbage and their plastics directly to the river. This is provoking a lot of pollution and the degradation of the rivers. This project proposes uh, practical and efficient solutions to solve or address these problems related with the contamination. More precisely, this project presents solutions for the polluted river of Paraná.
Summing up, the aim was to approach the problems as to safer water supply to people and real life in many cities or towns. Just I want to tell you, our river is life, and a lot of species like there. Therefore, we should understand the importance of the river. That's all from our part. Uh, Thank you for your attention. We appreciate a lot.
Have a good
Have
day.
a good day.